to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for this segment, we have Dr. Russell Rhodes, Associate Clinical Professor of Finance at Indiana University. We're going to do some comparisons with VOLQ and VIX. Russell, it's great to see you as always. Welcome back to Trade Talks. This is a big week for the Nasdaq.
It is a big week.
It is a big week, and I'm sure you're going to be focused on the Nasdaq 100 Volatility Index, VOLQ, for that reason.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody's talking about the FOMC. We've got an announcement coming out midweek, but Thursday, we've got a bunch of earnings from the big NASDAQ components. So this week is going to be an interesting week for VOLQ. I think VOLQ will hold up fairly well relative to the other volatility indexes, just because usually you would expect a little bit of a drop off after the FOMC announcement, but when 30% of the NASDAQ 100 weighting is reporting on Thursday afternoon for a reaction on Friday, I would expect VOLQ to hold up better than the other volatility indexes.
And you spent a lot of time analyzing the relationship between VOLQ and VIX, and it's been behaving differently than the historical relationship. Why is that?
Well, what we mean by differently is VOLQ and VIX would swap spots as far as which one was at a discount, which one was at a premium. And we've seen that going all the way back to 2014 when we have data to compare between the two. There's a couple of reasons for that. One is VIX uses a strip of options, so out of the money puts contribute to the VIX calculation, whereas VOLQ is more of an at the money calculation. So if people are worried about or they're hedging against some sort of tail event, that's going to provide more of a boost for VIX than VOLQ, which hasn't happened even though we've been in kind of a treacherous period throughout 2022. I think the reason that VOLQ held up more is its underperformance relative to the NASDAQ's underperformance relative to the S&P 500, that people were a little bit more worried. There was more realized volatility out of VOLQ. So it's been at a premium for, I guess it would be a record streak now, because typically about a quarter of trading days each year, with the exception of 2022, VOLQ would be at a discount to VIX.
So you think VOLQ closer to or at a discount to VIX is a good sign for the Nasdaq 100?
I think I think what we need to see in order to really buy into the worst is behind us with the equity markets are a couple of things. And that VOLQ VIX relationship is right up there, tied with another relationship. But yeah, I would like to see once we get earnings behind us, because the earnings season does provide a bit of a boost to VOLQ. I've written on this on your website before. So I feel like after that is when we'll have an opportunity to see, if VOLQ is going to fall at a discount to VIX. But then what I also like to see is risk assets outperforming, and the NASDAQ 100 has been outperforming. I think it's about twice the performance of the S&P 500, only 3 weeks into 2023. I'd like to see that consistent outperformance along with VOLQ dropping at a discount to VIX. And I really do think it might be all clear for equities, regardless of what index you look at in the US.
All right, Russell, appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.